I knew before the words arrived, the distance growing in your eyes. You smiled at me the way strangers do, polite enough to hide the truth. The room was small, the silence wide. I felt your love move to her side, and every second hurt so much. When you stopped reaching for my touch, something was fading right in front of me, and I was the last one, still trying to believe. The day you chose someone else, my whole world turned to rain. I watched you walk away so easily, while I was drowning in the pain. You gave her all the gentle things you slowly took from me. The day you chose someone else, you took the best part of me. Why wasn't I enough? Why did you give up? I still remember every promise, every future that we planned. Now those dreams belong to shadows, falling through my trembling hands. You said nothing lasts forever, like that would ease the hurt somehow. But forever was the language you were speaking then, not now. I try to hold on to what was already gone. I kept singing our love song after the music moved on. The day you chose someone else, my whole world turned to rain. I watched you walk away so easily, while I was drowning in the pain. You gave her all the gentle things you slowly took from me. The day you chose someone else, you took the best part of me. Was she everything I'm not? Did she make you feel alive? Tell me why I kept fighting for a love that didn't survive. I gave you every piece of me until there was nothing left. Now I wear your goodbye like a wound across my chest. The day you chose someone else, I learned how heartbreak sounds. It's the quiet cry at midnight when no one's around. You found another reason to smile while I could barely breathe. The day you chose someone else, you became a memory. The day you chose someone else, I lost the girl who believed you would stay. I stood in front of the mirror tonight, searching for the girl you used to love, tracing every flaw with trembling hands. wondering why I wasn't enough. You used to call me beautiful, like I was the answer to your prayers. Now your eyes look through me, like I was never standing there. And every time you pulled away, I blame myself instead. Now your goodbye keeps replaying inside my aching head. Maybe I wasn't pretty enough for you. Maybe my smile lost its light. Maybe you found a better dream to hold you through the night. I keep comparing myself to her until my heart breaks in two. Maybe I wasn't pretty enough for you. Tell me what she has that I don't. Why couldn't I be enough? I changed my hair, I changed my clothes, trying to become somebody new. But no matter what I did, I couldn't become her for you. You made me doubt every reflection, every part of who I am. Now even my own shadow feels like someone I can't stand. I keep chasing answers that you'll never give, trying to understand why our love couldn't live. Maybe I wasn't pretty enough for you. Maybe my smile lost its light. Maybe you found a better dream to hold you through the night. I keep comparing myself to her until my heart breaks in two. Maybe I wasn't pretty enough for you. But beauty wasn't what I gave. I gave my heart, my trust, my soul. I gave you every piece of me, and somehow that still wasn't whole. Now I'm crying in the dark with mascara on my face, trying to stop the memories that I can never erase. Maybe I wasn't pretty enough for you, but I loved you with all I had. And if love was measured by devotion, I would have never lost what we had. Still I whisper to the mirror as tears keep falling through. Maybe I wasn't pretty enough for you. Maybe the problem was never my reflection. Maybe it was the way you stopped seeing me. I remember when your eyes would light up when I walked in, like I was the answer to your day, like I was your everything. Now you look at me so differently, like a stranger passing by, and every glance you give away leaves another reason to cry. stopped loving me, but I could see it anyway. The truth was hiding in your silence, growing stronger every day. Your eyes forgot my name long before you said goodbye. I watched the love disappear right before my crying eyes. You look through me like smoke, like I was easy to replace. Your eyes forgot my name, and I could never stop the pain. I saw it fading day by day, but I stayed anyway. You used to memorize my laughter, every little thing I'd say. Now our conversations fall apart before they find a place to stay. I kept searching for the old you inside the man you became, but the person who once loved me never came back again. I kept holding on to memories like they could bring you home, but memories can't save a heart that wants to be alone. Your eyes forgot my name long before you said goodbye. I watched the love disappear right before my crying eyes. You looked through me like smoke, like I was easy to replace. Your eyes forgot my name, and I could never stop the pain. Was there a moment that I missed? A day your feelings changed? Did another girl steal your heart? Or was I simply not the same? I ask these questions every night, though answers never come. The hardest part of losing you is knowing what we've become. Your eyes forgot my name before your lips could tell the truth. I was still fighting for forever while you were letting go of us. Now your memory follows me like rain I can't escape. Your eyes forgot my name, but my heart still remembers yours. You forgot my name, but I still whisper yours when nobody hears. You were lying next to me, but somehow miles away. Your body stayed beside mine while your heart slipped away. The room was filled with quiet, heavy as the midnight sky, and every second of that silence felt like another goodbye. I reached for your hand gently, but you pulled away in sleep. Or maybe you were only pretending not to hear me weep. We started stopped speaking with our hearts long before the end, and I kept trying to fix what you wouldn't mend. There was silence sleeping beside me, where your love used to be. You shared my bed every night, but not your soul with me. I felt you disappearing slowly, like waves leaving the shore. There was silence sleeping beside me, and love knocking on a closed door. You were there, but not really there. The ceiling heard my questions that you never answered back. I searched your eyes for comfort, but they wandered off the path. The distance wasn't measured by the space between our skin. It lived inside your heart, where I could no longer get in. Every quiet moment became harder to survive, because the louder the silence grew, the more our love died. There was silence sleeping beside me, where your love used to be. You shared my bed every night, but not your soul with me. I felt you disappearing slowly, like waves leaving the shore. There was silence sleeping beside me, and love knocking on a closed door. I would have fought 1,000 battles if you had told me what was wrong, but you left me alone in the darkness, where hope couldn't stay strong. You never broke my heart in one night. You did it little by little instead, by becoming a stranger in the same bed. There was silence sleeping beside me before you walked away. The ending started quietly long before that day. Now the room is truly empty, yet somehow feels the same, because silence sleeping beside me still whispers your name. You left long before you left, and I felt it every night. I didn't know it was the last time when your fingers touched mine. I didn't know forever was already running out of time. We We were walking through the evening like we always used to do, but something felt different in the way I looked at you. The wind carried your silence, the stars watched from above, and I held your hand so tightly, trying to hold on to your love. If I had known the ending was waiting around the bend, I would have memorized that moment again and again and again. The last time you held my hand, the world still felt complete. I didn't hear the heartbreak hiding underneath. The last time you held my hand, I thought you'd never leave. Now I replay that memory every night before I sleep. I didn't know. I didn't know. Your touch felt warm and familiar, like every dream we'd shared. But behind your gentle smile was a goodbye you never declared. I keep thinking of that evening, every detail, every sound, the way your fingers slowly loosened before you put my heart down. The cruelest thing about goodbye is how it arrives unseen, turning ordinary moments into memories that stay. The last time you held my hand, the world still felt complete. I didn't hear the heartbreak hiding underneath. The last time you held my hand, I thought you'd never leave. Now I replay that memory every night before I sleep. If I could return to that moment, I'd hold on a little longer. I'd tell you how much I loved you before your heart grew colder. Maybe it wouldn't change a thing, maybe you'd still walk away, but at least I'd have one more second before losing you that day. The last time you held my hand was the last time I felt home. Since then every road I've taken has felt so cold alone. The last time you held my hand became my favorite pain, a beautiful memory that I can never touch again. I still feel your fingers in a hand you're no longer holding. You never had to say the words, I could feel them in the air. Every smile became shorter, every touch became rare. You sat beside me every night, but your thoughts were far away. And I started mourning us before you left that day. The silence knew the secret your eyes were trying to hide. fading slowly with every passing night. You were already leaving, even when you stayed, and I was still believing in promises we made. I heard goodbye before you said it. I felt the ending in your kiss. Something beautiful was fading, and I couldn't stop it. I heard goodbye before you said it. In the distance of your voice, you had already chosen freedom before you made the choice. Stop talking about forever, like it no longer had your name. The dreams we built together were slowly going up in flames. I kept searching for a reason to explain your changing heart, but sometimes love dies quietly before it falls apart. I kept holding on to hope while you were letting go. I was planting flowers where nothing could grow. I heard goodbye before you said it. I felt the ending in your kiss. Something beautiful was fading, and I couldn't stop it. I heard goodbye before you said it. In the distance of your voice, you had already chosen freedom before you made the choice. The hardest part wasn't losing you, it was watching you disappear, one small piece at a time, while I kept wanting you here. You broke my heart in whispers, not with a sudden storm, by turning into someone I no longer recognized anymore. I heard goodbye before you said it, long before the final night. When you finally spoke the truth, it only confirmed what I knew inside. I heard goodbye before you said it, and still I beg love to stay. But some endings begin long before they find a way. Silence before your lips ever said a word. I gave you every piece of me without keeping one behind. I trusted every promise you placed inside my mind. You felt like something permanent, like a home I'd never lose. But love can become a weapon in the hands that you once choose. I built my world around you, every dream, every plan, never knowing one day you would leave me where I stand. I called it love, but forever left me broken together. Loving you was my biggest wound, the deepest scar I own. I gave you all my heart, now I'm learning how to be alone. Loving you was my biggest wound, a beautiful kind of pain, because even after losing you, I still whisper your name. Oh, why does love hurt like this? Why can't I forget? I remember all the small things, the way you'd pull me near. Now those memories visit, only to leave more tears. You walked away so easily, like I meant nothing at all, while I stayed behind collecting the pieces from my fall. The girl I was before you feels so far away tonight. She's buried underneath all the tears I couldn't hide. I gave you my sunshine, you left me with rain. Now every memory carries your name. Loving you was my biggest wound, the deepest scar I own. I gave you all my heart, now I'm learning how to be alone. Loving you was my biggest wound, a beautiful kind of pain, because even after losing you, I still whisper your name. Maybe one day I'll forgive the damage that you caused. Maybe one day I'll stop asking why your love was lost. But tonight I'm still bleeding from the goodbye I never chose, trying to heal a heart that only knows your ghost. Loving you was my biggest wound, but it taught me how to survive. Even when my whole world shattered, somehow I'm still alive. Loving you was my biggest wound, yet I'd be lying if I said I don't still miss the person I thought you'd always be instead. Loving you was the sweetest thing, and the thing that hurt me most. I used to draw our future on the pages of my mind, a little house, 1,000 dreams, and your hand holding mine. I pictured all the places we promised we would go. Now those dreams belong to someone I will never know. I see her standing where I stood, living what we planned, while I'm left with empty memories falling through my hands. Everything I imagined has somebody else's face, and I'm still trying to understand. how I became replaceable. She wears my future now, the life I dreamed with you. She's walking through the doorway I was supposed to walk into. She's hearing all the promises you once whispered in my ear. She wears my future now while I disappear. Does she know I used to be her? Maybe she sleeps beside you where I once laid my head. Maybe she's believing every word that you once said. Does she know how much I loved you? Does she know how hard I tried? Or am I just another chapter you buried deep inside? I wonder if you're happier now that I'm gone, while I'm still carrying the weight of what went wrong. I keep looking backward while you're moving ahead, trying to revive a love that's already dead. She wears my future now, the life I dreamed with you. She's walking through the doorway I was supposed to walk into. She's hearing all the promises you once whispered in my ear. She wears my future now while I disappear. I wasn't jealous of her smile or the way she held your hand. I was jealous of the future that was stolen from my plans. The hardest part of losing you isn't watching you move on, it's seeing someone else living where I belong. She wears my future now, but she can never wear my pain. She'll never know the countless nights I cried out in the rain. She wears my future now, and maybe that's okay somehow, because the girl who dreamed that dream is learning to let go now. She wears my future now, and I'm still saying goodbye to the life I thought was mine. I told myself I'd stop thinking about the way you walked away, but every road inside my heart still somehow leads your way. I try to hide inside the daylight, keep my memories out of sight, but when the darkness fills the room, you find me every night. The world keeps turning without us, yet nothing feels brand new, 'cause every lonely thought I have still finds its way to you. I can leave the places where we used to be, but I can't escape the part of you in me. My tears know your address, even when I try to move on. They travel through forgotten memories, find where you belong. My tears know your address, every street inside my heart. No matter how far I run away, they always know where you are. Oh, why can't I forget? Why do I still care? I deleted all our pictures, packed your letters out of sight. But memories don't disappear just because you stop the light. Your voice still lives in corners of every silent room, and your shadow follows softly like a never-ending moon. Sometimes I hear laughter and it sounds a little like yours. Then my heart starts breaking the way it did before. Time keeps moving forward, but my soul stays behind, searching through the ruins of what I cannot find. My tears know your address, even when I try to move on. They travel through forgotten memories and find where you belong. My tears know your address, every street inside my heart. No matter how far I run away, they always know where you are. One day these tears may finally lose the map they carry. One day your memory won't feel so heavy. But tonight the pain still knows exactly where to go, back to the place I should have let go. My tears know your address, though you don't belong to me. They still knock upon the door of what will never be. My tears know your address, but someday they'll forget, and all that's left of you will be a lesson, not regret. My tears still find you, even when I don't want them to. I stare into the mirror at night, and she looks back at me in pain. Same tired eyes, same shaking hands, but nothing feels the same. I ask her where I went so wrong, why love just slipped away, and she stays silent like you did on that final day. Every flaw becomes a story that I tell myself again, like I was never worthy of the love I tried to defend. And I start believing every lie I hear when I see my reflection disappear in tears. The mirror says I'm not enough. Every night it breaks me down. It shows me all my failures when no one's around. The mirror says I'm not enough, and I start to agree, because even my reflection feels like it's leaving me. Am I too broken? Just not what you wanted. I try to fix the pieces you left scattered in my heart, but some damage runs too deep to ever truly restart. I'd change the way I laughed, I'd change the way I cried, but still I couldn't reach the girl you said you left behind. Now I don't know who I'm seeing when I look into that glass, just a shadow of a love that didn't seem to last. I keep searching for the version that you used to adore, but she feels like a stranger knocking on my door. The mirror says I'm not enough. Every night it breaks me down. It shows me all my failures when no one's around. The mirror says I'm not enough, and I start to agree, because even my reflection feels like it's leaving me. But what if I'm not broken? What if love just wasn't kind? What if I've been chasing answers that were never mine? Maybe I was always worthy. Maybe you just couldn't see that the problem wasn't me at all. It was the way you looked at me. The mirror says I'm not enough, but tonight I fight back tears. For the first time I'm not listening to all my deepest fears. The mirror says I'm not enough, but I'm learning to believe that I am not the shadow of someone who had to leave. Maybe the mirror was wrong. Maybe I was enough all along. I wake up every morning with your absence in my bed, but somehow I still hear you in the silence of my head. I tell myself it's over, that I should finally move on, but my heart keeps writing messages to someone who is gone. I pass the places we once loved, like ghosts I cannot touch, and every little memory still hurts me way too much. I know you won't return, I know it's just a dream, but hope is a habit that's harder than it seems. I still wait for impossible things, like your footsteps at my door, like you'll say you made a mistake and love me like before. I still wait for impossible things, even though I understand some endings never open back into the same hands. I know it won't happen, but I still wait. I save your name in memories that I should let decay, like maybe if I hold them close you won't fade away. I talk to empty spaces where your voice used to live, and pretend that forgiveness is something you could give. But reality is quiet and it doesn't bend for me. It just shows me what I lost and what will never be. Every hope I carry turns into a tear, because loving you in silence is what keeps me here. I still like you walking back in time, like love could rewrite endings, make you still be mine. I still wait for impossible things, even though it's clear to see your story I keep reading that will never come back to me. Maybe I'm addicted to the pain of holding on to a version of forever that was gone before it was gone. Maybe letting go is simple, but I'll never learn the way. So I keep waiting for a miracle that won't come today. I still wait for impossible things in the corners of my mind, where heartbreak never listens to the passing of time. I still wait for impossible things, but tonight I start to see the only thing I'm waiting for is learning how to be free. I still wait, but maybe not for you, maybe for me. You said forever like it meant something real, like it was safe enough to feel. I built my world inside your words, but they were never made to heal. Now every promise feels so far, like it belonged to someone else. And I'm just standing in the ruins of a love that broke itself. The nights are longer without you, even time feels out of place, because I'm living in a story that erased my place. I held on too tightly to something slipping through, and now I'm left with echoes of what I thought was true. There's an empty side of forever, where your love used to stay. It doesn't feel like ending, it just slowly fades away. There's an empty side of forever that I can't walk through again. It's where I lost the version of me that believed in when forever hurt more than goodbye. I trace your name in memories that don't respond anymore, like knocking on a future that doesn't have a door. You turned into a distance I cannot close across, and I became the silence of everything I lost. I thought love meant staying, but you proved me wrong. Now I'm learning how to breathe where I don't belong, and every hope I had turns into dust and air, like you were never really here, but I still feel you there. There's an empty side of forever, where your love used to stay. It doesn't feel like ending, it just slowly fades away. There's an empty side of forever that I can't walk through again. It's where I lost the version of me that believed. empty side of forever, and I'm learning to let go of the dreams I built around you that I can't call my own. There's an empty side of forever, but I won't stay there anymore. I'm walking out of memories and closing every door. Forever and softly, when you finally learn to leave it behind. You didn't leave me with silence, you left me with something worse. The way your voice still lingers inside every empty verse. I cleaned the rooms we shared, but your presence won't decay. Like dust that keeps returning, no matter how I wash it away. Even time feels confused, like it doesn't know we're done. 'Cause part of me is still running from a love that's already gone. I thought distance would heal me, but it only made it worse. Because you didn't leave completely, you left your echo in my world. You left me with the echoes of everything we were. I hear you in the quiet, in every whispered word. You left me with the echoes that never let me sleep. A ghost of what we had still breathing inside me. Why do you still sound so near? When you're no longer here. I talk to empty corners, like you might answer back. And sometimes I still feel you in the memories we lack. Your laugh still fills the hallway, your touch still haunts my skin. Like love refused to leave me even after you moved in. I try to shut the doorway between my heart and you, but echoes don't need permission, they just walk right through. And I keep losing battles with the past that won't stay gone, because echoes never listen to the words of moving on. You left me with the echoes of everything we were. I hear you in the quiet, in every whispered word. You left me with the echoes that never let me sleep. A ghost of what we had still breathing inside me. If I could turn the volume down on everything we made, maybe I could finally live without your name replayed. But echoes don't get quieter, they only learn my name. And every time I break down, they answer just the same. You left me with the echoes, but I'm learning how to fight the sound of your memory that haunts me every night. I wake up with yesterday still on my skin, like it never really left. Your goodbye is everywhere I go, even in the air I breathe. The morning doesn't feel like light, it feels like something I survived. And every step I take forward feels like I'm barely alive. I smile so no one notices the war inside my chest, but inside I'm still collapsing from everything you left. I tell myself I'm healing, but it doesn't feel that way, because every night I fall apart in a slightly different pain. I'm crying into tomorrow while pretending I'm okay today, holding all my broken pieces that refuse to fade away. I'm crying into tomorrow where you no longer exist, but my heart still doesn't understand how love turned into this. I'm still here, but not whole. The world keeps moving faster, like I should follow too, but I'm stuck inside the moment when I still belong to you. Every clock is unforgiving, every second feels too loud, like time is pointing fingers, saying, look at you now. I try to act like I've moved on, but my eyes betray the truth, because healing doesn't erase the memory of you. And I keep pretending that I'm not falling apart, while you're just a distant echo inside my broken heart. I'm crying into tomorrow while pretending I'm okay today, holding all my broken pieces that refuse to fade away. I'm crying into tomorrow where you no longer exist, but my heart still doesn't understand how love turned into this. Maybe one day I'll wake up and your name won't feel like pain. Maybe I'll remember you like distant falling rain. But tonight I'm still learning how to breathe without you near, and tomorrow feels so far away when tomorrow holds my tears. I'm crying into tomorrow, but I'm learning how to stand, even with the shattered heart still slipping through my hands. I'm crying into tomorrow, but I won't stay here long. One day I'll stop crying into memories that are gone. Tomorrow waits for me, even if I'm still crying into it. I try to be everything you needed, shape myself into your dream. But no matter how much I changed, I was never what you'd see. I learned your silence carefully, like it was a language I should know. But you were always one step ahead, already letting go. I thought love meant adjusting until I disappeared, but I was only losing myself the more that you stayed near. And I kept asking quietly, what does she have that I don't? But deep down I already knew I wasn't the one you want. I wasn't the one you wanted. No matter how I tried, I gave you all my heart, but it wasn't enough to survive. I wasn't the one you wanted, and it hurts to finally see that I was holding on to someone who was never holding me. I should've known from the start. You never said it directly, but your distance said it loud. Every time you looked away, I felt smaller in the crowd. I built my worth around your love like it was all I had. Now I'm standing in the aftermath of everything gone bad. The hardest truth I'm learning isn't that you walked away, it's that I kept believing you would choose me to stay. But love shouldn't feel like chasing someone who won't be caught. And I lost myself completely for a feeling you never bought. I wasn't the one you wanted. No matter how I tried, I gave you all my heart, but it wasn't enough to survive. I wasn't the one you wanted, and it hurts to finally see that I was holding on to someone who was never holding me. Maybe I wasn't meant to fit inside your broken plan. Maybe I was loving someone who didn't understand. And maybe letting go of you is how I find myself again, even if it means I lose what I thought would never end. I wasn't the one you wanted, but I was the one who cared, and that has to count for something, even if you weren't there. I wasn't the one you wanted, but I won't break anymore. I'm learning how to love myself like I never did before. I wasn't the one you wanted, but I'm becoming the one who won't be lost again. I don't recognize the girl in the glass. She looks tired of surviving, like every piece of her past is still quietly arriving. I used to shine without trying, now I just pretend I'm fine. but underneath every smile I wear, there's a war inside my mind. You didn't just leave a person, you left a version of me, buried under all the silence of what we used to be. And I'm still digging through the damage, trying to find my way back home. But every memory I touch reminds me I'm alone. I'm the girl beneath the ruins of everything we broke, still breathing through the ashes of every word you spoke. I'm the girl beneath the ruins, trying to stand again, even when the world you left me feels like it will never end. Ooh, I'm still here, just not home. I collect my scattered pieces from places you don't see, little fragments of a heart that used to believe in me. Some days I almost feel normal, like I might survive the day. Then your memory comes crashing back and takes that hope away. But even in the darkness, a small voice calls my name, saying you are not the ending, you are more than your pain. So I keep walking slowly through the ashes of us two, trying to rebuild the person who existed before you. I'm the girl beneath the ruins of everything we broke, still breathing through the ashes of every word you spoke. I'm the girl beneath the ruins, trying to stand again, even when the world you left me feels like it will never end. Maybe love was never meant to destroy me like it did. Maybe I just lost myself in everything I gave and hid. But if I keep moving forward, even with this shattered view, maybe I'll become someone who no longer needs you. I'm the girl beneath the ruins, but I'm learning how to rise through the cracks of all my heartbreak. I see a new sunrise. I'm the girl beneath the ruins, but I won't stay here forever. One day I'll leave this place and call myself together. From the ruins, I'm becoming someone new. I used to trust the words you said like they were carved in stone, but now they feel like empty air that I was holding alone. You promised me forever, like it had no end in sight, but forever disappeared somewhere before the night. I kept every little sentence like a treasure I could save. Not knowing I was loving something already in its grave, and I didn't see it coming. How quiet love can die before the heart accepts it, before the final goodbye. Your promises died first before you ever walked away. They left me long before you did, without a single thing to say. Your promises died first, and I was still holding on to words that had already faded long after you were gone. They were already gone. I replay all the moments, looking for where it broke. But sometimes love just vanishes without a sound, without smoke. You start building on tomorrow, but I was still inside, thinking I was safe with you, while everything inside you died. I should've read the silence between every lie you told, because promises don't shatter loud, they just quietly grow cold. And I was still believing in a story you had dropped while you were slowly leaving, before your heart had stopped. Your promises died first before you ever walked away. They left me long before you did, without a single thing to say. Your promises died first, and I was still holding on to words that had already faded long after you were gone. Maybe you didn't mean to hurt me, maybe you lost your way, but broken promises don't care what someone meant to say. They leave behind a silence that nothing else can fill, and I'm learning how to breathe inside a love that's still. Your promises died first, and I buried them alone. Now I don't believe in forever, that depends on someone. Your promises died first, but I survived the fall. Now I see the truth behind the promises that call. Your promises died first, but I'm still here, learning what was real. I breathe, but it doesn't feel like air. It feels like memories instead. Every inhale pulls you closer, every exhale feels half dead. You burn my world so quietly, I didn't see the fire grow until I was standing in the ruins of everything I used to know. Now even my own heartbeat feels like it doesn't belong, like it's trying to survive in a place where I'm already gone. And I carry what you left me inside my broken frame, a love that turned to ashes, still whispering your name. There were ashes in my chest, where your love used to stay. They fall with every breath I take, but they never go away. There are ashes in my chest, and I feel them when I cry, like everything we were still refuses to die. Still burning softly. I try to wash you from my system, like smoke inside my soul, but some endings don't erase, they just learn how to grow. Now every quiet moment feels heavy on my skin, like I'm holding all the pieces of where we both have been. I smile so no one sees it, but inside I break in two, because even in my silence there's still a trace of you. And I wonder if you feel it, or if I'm alone in this pain, holding on to ashes that will never be flame again. There are ashes in my chest, where your love used to stay. They fall with every breath I take, but they never go away. There are ashes in my chest, and I feel them when I cry, like everything we were still refuses to die. Maybe love was never stable, maybe it was always fire, something beautiful and deadly that consumed my own desire. But even knowing this truth now, I still miss what we had. Even ashes feel like proof that I once loved you that bad. There are ashes in my chest, but I'm learning how to stand, even with the burning memory still slipping through my hands. There are ashes in my chest, but they're slowly turning light, and maybe one day I'll wake up without you inside my night. Ashes remain, but I'm still breathing. I didn't know silence could feel this loud until you stopped being here. Every empty space you left behind still carries what I fear. I used to breathe around your presence like it was part of me. Now I'm learning every moment without what used to be. The air feels different in the morning, like it forgot my name. And I'm standing in the aftermath of love I can't reclaim. But I'm still here, surviving even when it hurts to try. Learning that I don't need you to keep myself alive. I'm learning how to breathe alone without your voice inside my mind. It's not easy, but I'm trying. One slow breath at a time. I'm becomes a reminder that I still have a heart. I'm still here. I'm still breathing. I used to wait for your footsteps like they were part of my day. Now I'm walking through the quiet in my own separate way. It hurts to unlearn forever, but I'm starting to see that the love I lost with you is not the end of me. Some nights I still remember the way you used to stay, but the pain is slowly teaching me how to find another way. And every tear I'm crying feels like it's washing through the pieces of the person who once belonged to you. I'm learning how to breathe alone without your voice inside my mind. It's not easy, but I'm trying, one slow breath at a time. I'm learning how to breathe alone even when I fall apart. Every breath becomes a reminder that I still have a heart. Maybe healing doesn't happen in a single perfect night. Maybe it's just learning how to survive the light. And even if I miss you, I won't go back again, because I'm slowly becoming someone I can defend. I'm learning how to breathe alone, and it doesn't feel so wrong. The emptiness is softer now, like it's helping me move on. I'm learning how to breathe alone, and I finally understand I don't need your forever to learn to stand. I'm breathing, not because of you, but because of me. I see her in the mirror now, the girl I used to be. She's still carrying your shadow, like it's part of her identity. She loved you without conditions, without asking for return. But love like that can break you and leave nothing left to burn. I wanna reach and hold her, tell her she'll survive the pain, but she's still stuck believing you might come back again. So I sit with all her silence, and I let her cry it through, because saying goodbye to her means saying goodbye to you. Goodbye to the girl who loved you with everything she had. Goodbye to all the dreaming that turned slowly into bad. Goodbye to the girl who stayed when she should have walked away. I'm finally learning how to love her in a different way. Oh, I'm I can grow. She gave you all the mornings, all the nights, all the truth, but forgot to save a piece of herself inside the proof. Now I'm gathering the fragments of who I used to be, not to become her again, but to finally set her free. The love she gave was real, but it doesn't own her soul. And I won't let your memory keep controlling what I hold. It hurts to say this softly, like a final lullaby, but she deserves an ending that doesn't make her cry. Goodbye to the girl who loved you with everything she had. Goodbye to all the dreaming that turned slowly into bad. Goodbye to the girl who stayed when she should have walked away. I'm finally learning how to love her in a different way. Maybe she was never wrong, just loving in the dark. Maybe I was always meant to mend her broken heart. And as I close this chapter, I can finally understand. She didn't lose her future, she just lost the wrong hand. Goodbye to the girl who loved you. She doesn't have to cry tonight. I'm holding her much closer in a softer kind of light. Goodbye to the girl who loved you. You don't get to hurt her now. She's becoming someone stronger. Somehow. Goodbye to the girl I was, and hello to the one I am.